Thanks, Emily. Do you have a front entryway or mudroom that could use a redesign or maybe some oomph? Jessica Cinnamon is the creative and principal designer of Jessica Cinnamon Design, and she's here to offer some tips, maybe some tricks on how to take your space from uh-oh to oh yeah. Welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
What's the first thing that people should consider when they're designing an entryway or a mudroom?
Well, it is the very first thing people see. It's the first impression. But before you get into all the finishes and all the beautiful different things, functionality is key.
Right.
You have to think about how are you going to use the space? What do you need to store? Do you have muddy boots? Do you have kids' backpacks? You know, do you need a lot of coat hanging? Do you want a bench or somewhere to like drop and put your keys and things like that? So making sure that you properly lay out your space and have a spot for everything is the very first thing to consider. So
how can homeowners create that warm, welcoming feel as soon as someone walks into your home?
I mean, I like to start with the lighting, for example. You know, think about a beautiful chandelier or maybe a sculptural decorative wall sconce. I brought a wall sconce here today just to kind of show people it's a beautiful shape. You can introduce different materiality.
Right.
That already adds personality to a space. It doesn't just light it, it just gives that little extra touch. I mean, the next thing you can consider is adding texture. That could be simple wall covering, just adding a little bit of interest on the walls, or maybe you're going more dynamic. You could do this kind of oversized geometric pattern. That adds a lot of flair, I think.
Now, the first thing I think most people recognize or realize when they're stepping into someone's home is the floor. What type of flooring should we be looking at?
Well, there's so many options out there. So if you need practicality, durability, large format porcelain is our go-to for that. Low maintenance, easy, and it doesn't have to be boring. Here's a project we did recently where we did use large format porcelain tile, but we did an interesting tile pattern. So it still gave a major design moment when people came in. If you want the ultimate luxury, I would suggest doing large natural slabs because they're one of a kind. That already is going to be totally personalized just for you.
And would that go for an entryway and a mudroom?
Both. It could be both. I do suggest in both spaces I would add an entry mat, especially because we live in Canada, the salts, the mud. I think that that's still very important.
Especially in the winter, yes. What are your favorite must-have items in a mudroom or entryway to keep all that clutter under control? Is it just cabinetry?
I mean, I love hidden storage. But think cubbies, either baskets or just integrating a lot of drawers and pull-outs, hooks. Those things is all a must.
Just to keep stuff off the floor.
Off the floor, hidden. I don't like mess. And incorporating a bench if you have the space. You know, for the young kids, for people who wear heels, I always like to, you know, sit down to take my heels off. So I think that is a must-have as well.
What about those homeowners who have smaller or narrower entryways?
In situations like that, you want to utilize all your space. So go all the way up to the ceiling. Maximize the wall space. So we're talking hooks again. You can still hide it behind doors. If it's extra tall, introduce a ladder. I think I shared an image that had a rolling ladder. So that makes it easier just to access really high up storage.
And the ladder idea came from a previous design that you had made years ago.
Yes. We're always kind of reinventing and reusing in new and different ways.
Sticking with the ladder, how did the homeowner feel about that, having to climb the ladder?
I think really the upper storage is stuff they didn't necessarily have to access every day. So seasonally, you know, you can change, put your winter up there when it's summer and vice versa.
So you're not using it every day?
No, but it's still easily accessible.
What design ideas should homeowners stay away from? Those fads, those things that are, you know, out of date?
I mean, I hate to say the word trendy, but I think honestly, if you just stay true to your style and how it makes you feel, then it is timeless, you know. And I think as long as, you know, you have a little bit of fun in certain ways, even if you're just introducing like beautiful hardware, that's something that's easily changeable, you know, in a couple years down the road without a big financial commitment.
Got about 45 seconds. What about colors? Do we want to be bold in our entryways?
I think your entryway, you can do anything you want. Same as a powder room, right? I feel like those are the two areas they really make a statement because you're not in them for long. It's that immediate experience, and then you're passing through to the next space, right? I mean, we usually stick with more neutral palettes with subtle pops. Again, adding the pop somewhere that you can change it if you want to later, like a wall covering, for example, right? And again, hardware.
Great tips, and all the links to Jessica's website and more on our website, chch.com/morninglive. Stay with us.